ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהכל נהיה בדברו. I have touched upon this several times, but as you know, my basic source is the Bible. And the Bible tells us that no sooner was the first couple created that they committed a sin. They disobeyed God's word. They had one law that they were supposed to follow and couldn't do it. Okay, they ate of the fruit of the prohibited tree. And they sinned, they disobeyed God's word. So what was the punishment for it? Well, they were expelled from the Garden of Eden. And they were told that you'll have to work now the land. It'll be hard for you to do. The woman will have to give birth through pain. Now I ask myself, what kind of God is it? You know, we committed a mistake. We made a mistake. So what does he do? He punishes you. Let us say your son does something wrong. What do? You hit him. Is that what you do? I don't think so. If you are a good parent, you say, you know, come over here, my son. What did you do? You know, you made a mistake. How can we correct this? What were the causes? What brought you to do that? Let's try to look at the roots of it and try to change that. Maybe that's what God did. You know what God did? God could have killed the first couple and said, you're no good. Let's try somebody else who will obey me. No, he didn't do that. You know what God did? God said, you know, maybe the fault is that you live in a Garden of Eden. Maybe the trouble is that you have no problems. Man cannot work that way. You know what you need? You need a challenge. You disobeyed because you were bored. You had nothing to do. You know what? I'm going to get you out of this surrounding. I'm going to put you elsewhere. And you, man, you have to work for the bread. You have to work with the sweat of your brow. Then you will appreciate what bread is. It's not just a question of taking a fruit and this fruit or the other fruit. You will have to work hard and then you'll be able to eat. And he was telling the woman, you know, you have to take care of your children. That's something very difficult. If you have pain in giving birth, you will realize how precious that is. And you will dedicate yourself to your children, to your home, to your husband. And the same thing for the husband. God was telling us, that's not the way to do it. I'm going to punish you. What will I gain out of that? Nothing. What I have to do is correct the situation. Cain kills Abel. So what did God do? Did he kill Cain? No. He said to Cain, you know what? It's no good to be in one place. You from now on will have to go from place to place. Because when you stay in one place, you become too easy going in that place and you stop worrying about what you have to do. You have to meet different people. You have to see what's going on in the world. Maybe you were too closed in. Maybe, you know, you were too close to your brother. You know, there is a saying in sociology, familiarity breeds contempt. You were too close to him. Maybe you have to get out into the world. You have to start walking. As a matter of fact, this is the first thing he told Abraham. You know what? Get out of your city. Get out of your environment. This is no good. You have to see the whole world. Lech lecha. It doesn't matter where you go. I'm going to show you a place to go. But what you have to do is walk. Get out of here. Because if you stay in the same place, you become petrified. You have to have new experiences. And God already told Abraham, I want you to know that your descendants are going to be slaves. Even before anything like this was going to happen, he told them already, your descendants will have to leave the comforts of their home. And maybe the story of Joseph and his brothers were just the instrument by which God took the Jewish people from the land of Israel and brought them into Egypt into a very difficult situation because they had to learn what it is to be oppressed. They had to develop empathy, sympathy for the other. How could they do that? Living very comfortably in their own home. They had to be under dire circumstances. Then they would appreciate what it is to have lack of things. Identify with those that have less than you. Help them become something altogether different. So that this business of staying in one place maybe is not the right thing. Maybe that's why our ancestors had to be 40 years in the desert. Get out. Maybe that is why God sent out the Jewish people. The temple was destroyed. Both temples were destroyed, and we were for 2,000 years in different parts of the world in order to learn from other people, in order to grow, because if you stay in one place, you don't grow. So what should I say? We should leave the state of Israel. We shouldn't be there anymore. Maybe we're living at a different stage in history. Maybe what I'm saying is not the right thing, but I think about it, We live in a new world. You know what the greatest explosion, the greatest difference of our lives today is? I don't think it is things that we have better homes that are more comfortable, you have better refrigerators. That's not it. I think communication. That's the most important thing that we have today. Today you don't have to leave your house and you can go anywhere in the world. A jet plane made distances that much shorter. You can go from one place to another very fast. A telex, a telegram. But that's nothing compared to what we have today, the internet, Wi-Fi. Today you can communicate with the entire world. The Jews don't have to go all over the world in order to gain new experiences. Nobody has to do that. Each and every one of us can do that from his home. Many people used to go to work. It took a long time to get to work. Now there are people that work in their own homes. They work in their own computers, and they can communicate with everybody any place in the world. You want to know something, you Google it. You have all the information that is available in the world. You live in an extraordinary time. It's a question, do you know how to utilize that time? Do you know how to become a better person by it? Of course, there are those that utilize these means in order to incite people, to bring a message of destruction. Unfortunately, that's the way it is, because the internet is a medium. It depends from what you use it. So I say the following, in the beginning, maybe we had to go. We had to walk from place to place. Nowadays, even from our home, we can go different places. Make sure that your mind is filled with the right things and that you are one of those that contribute to the betterment of this world.